Wait, don't click away. Our kids are gonna be in this video. Just hold up.
Hi, I'm Jessica. Hi, I'm Garrett.
Hi, I'm Manila.
I'm Dorothy.
Good morning from Utah.
Good morning.
So this week we're doing something different.
This is the question answer
Confessions.
tell all
These are my confessions.
behind the scenes.
Today we're going to answer the most important questions.
So we asked on our Instagram, what are some questions you might have that we can answer in this video? And then there's also just a lot of fun stories that like we've wanted to tell, but it's maybe been inappropriate or not the right time. So this is our opportunity to tell all. Manila, how old are you? How old are you?
2.
Show me with your fingers. Say, I'm 2.
5.
You're 5?
Yeah. 5.
You're 5?
6.
You're 6?
Yeah.
Manila, how old are you?
5. No, 6.
How do you make friends?
Me say, what's your name?
Mm-hmm. So you go up to them, you say, what's your name? When you're making friends, what are some of the questions you ask them?
What's your favorite color? What's your favorite princess? What's your favorite ice cream?
Dorothy, what's the rule with food?
You don't have to eat it all, but you only need to try it once. Right, Mia?
So how do you plan out your bucket list? Or what's on our 2018 family bucket list?
So this year, there's a lot.
Yeah.
We've actually been avoiding a lot of Central and South America because it was Zika territory. So that's our first stop. We're hitting up Central America, South America.
Peru, Costa Rica, Brazil, all over the place.
Going back to the Galapagos. We're really excited.
What are we doing in Dominican Republic?
So we're really excited for this, mainly just because we're kind of obsessed with
The Greatest Showman.
Who's that?
And what is your act?
I don't have an act.
Everyone's got an act.
The Greatest Showman and trapeze artist. And we're going to Club Med, and they have a really cool family program based around Cirque du Soleil. And we're going to learn how...
Family trapeze lessons.
Yeah.
Thank you, Club Med. We're coming for you.
So in Punta Cana, we're super excited to go there. That'll be really fun. There's actually information in the description below, and they're holding sweepstakes for a trip to one of Club Med properties.
How do you approach sponsors? This is one where if you were to look at the like lifespan of the bucket list family, it was like us begging sponsors, please work with us, please work with us, and everyone just saying
And
no.
hitting up everybody
And then
anybody.
they start like at least responding and saying like maybe, or maybe they're saying yes, and then the bucket is tipped for us. And now on a daily basis, we probably hear from 10 to 15 sponsors or brands that want to work with us that are contacting us.
So in the beginning, it's a lot of reaching out to anybody and everybody and offering whatever services you can provide. If you're a photographer, if you're a videographer, if you're a writer, brands want to see something that you can provide for them.
And that's the cool thing about social media is they can just quickly check out your Instagram and they know like what you're going to provide because they can see the quality of your work, the style of your work, and then they can know if they want to work with you.
So how do you know if it is a successful sponsorship?
Cool question, because I am really proud of this, that most of the brands that work with us, they'll come back and proactively say to us like, oh my gosh, we had really good results from working with you, we'd love to work with you again. And that means the world to us because we're very grateful when brands or sponsors want to work with us. So we try to do our best and we try to over deliver.
Yeah.
Like if we promise them we're gonna like post about this or we're gonna make this video, we usually try to do a little bit more just out of good grace, and we love it when they come back to work with us again. So speaking of working with sponsors, if there is someone that you follow on social media, say you follow them on Instagram, hopefully that's because you like them. And if you like them, then you should want to support them. If they post a sponsored post, that is probably the most important post for you to engage with, for you to like or for you to comment on. Because that's how most of us
Support
social
ourselves.
media people make a living. So if we want to keep doing what we're doing, if you want us to keep doing what we're doing, then those are the most important posts for you to engage with. Okay. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Okay.
Let's start with the Maldives story.
What Maldives story?
All right. Jessica forgot, or she blocked it from her memory. So there was the most epic bungalow in the entire world with the most epic outdoor bathroom. And I was like, guys, let's hop in our swimsuits and just like show off the shower, the bath, how you can get in the ocean. And I'm just gonna set up my GoPro up on the roof and I'm gonna just film it, fun stuff. Anyways, Jessica decided to take it to the next level.
No, Garrett shows me the video every Sunday before he pushes it live.
She helps me do like sound check and just kind of proof it.
And so I'm watching this video in the Maldives, and he didn't even realize that he was literally about to push this video live.
And they're in the background.
And I am showering naked, like you do, like you shower. And he almost pushed a very risque video.
Yeah, it would have gone out. Oh my gosh, could you
so
imagine?
Bad.
What would you have done? You would have died.
I would have died. Do your kids have breakdowns?
Yeah, and also people ask all the time, like, why don't we post more pictures about our breakdowns and crying? Few answers to that. One, if my child is crying and I have two options, should I take a picture of them or should I go help them? We're gonna go help them. Two is like, I feel like if I walk into your house and I look at the pictures on your wall, are they gonna be just a bunch of pictures of your kids crying? Probably not.
Probably not.
Most epic breakdown in the most epic places.
I remember one in the bamboo forest in Japan. I was so excited to be there. And both kids were horrible.
Just sour moods the whole time.
Just horrible. And it's like one of the most like photogenic, beautiful, serene places ever.
So hard to get to.
And we had the crankiest kids ever.
The one at the top of my mind, very top of my mind, is at the top of the Burj Khalifa. And we're there, top of the tallest building in the world, and the kids are just crying the entire time. Happens. Kids.
Doesn't matter where you are. Okay, follow-up question. How do you film and take pictures while still living in the moment? This is a good question for Garrett because I am not good at it.
If you ask Jessica, like, hey, enjoy this moment and film, we'll like be in the moment and then I'll look over and Jessica's just pointing the camera. I'm like, Jessica, what are you filming? Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Garrett is very, very good at it. He is so used to just whipping out a phone at any time and 100% being in the moment and also somehow holding the camera perfectly still for our own personal keepsakes.
One question was, why do you always film like first thing in the morning? Okay. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Right.
And the answer's pretty simple. At first we're like, if we try to look professional and we try to look perfect, we're gonna fall short. Whereas if we can say like, hey, we look like this because it's first thing in the morning, it's easy. How do you take pictures of all four of you? There are 3 different ways. Tripod, if a friend or family member is traveling with us, or a friendly stranger. And if you want someone to take a picture but you want it to be more candid, like, hey, I'm gonna go enjoy this moment with my children, snap a few pics, then you just put it on rapid, high-speed, continuous, and then just say, take 100 pictures. And then you go do your thing, and then meanwhile, there's just click, 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 and then you'll get some good ones. How much money did you start with when you started your travels?
When we sold everything, we made $45,000. And that got us about 7-8 months of travel.
So this is how it worked. It was like, okay, we're gonna travel for about 6 months, okay, and we have $45,000. And then when that runs out, we're gonna stop because we don't wanna dip into our family savings. But me wanting to travel continuously was, okay, in my head I was thinking it like this. We have 6 months, and I need to figure out in these 6 months how to use our YouTube and our Instagram and other platforms to start making money that either pay for our travels or become profitable, and this becomes a job. Working as family travel journalists, and this is our new job.
So some people know about Garrett's background with tech and having a company and how he sold it, and we have a savings account. Would we still have left and sold everything had we not had that nest egg back at home?
That's a good question, because there's the 2 sides to it. One, I'm really proud that we were able to pull this off without touching our savings, which means technically, like, without the savings, we or anyone could pull this off the way that we did. But we're not really risk takers. So for us, I would say it actually was very important that we had a very healthy savings account just in case anything went wrong. Just because our personalities, we're not very risk takers when it comes to like the well-being of our family. How much time do you spend working, like on a daily basis as we're going?
On a daily basis?
Because when I check your social media, it looks like a whole lot of vacation. Yeah.
Garrett easily spends
50 hours a week.
At least, 40 hours a week, solid. And most of those is on Saturday when he's editing the video. And then I'm in charge of all the collaborations that we do, all of the travel planning.
Instagram-wise, she does SETI, I do Garrett G, I do the kids, she does the main family one, the bucket list family. Maybe a good way to put it is this. When we have friends come and travel with us, and they think that we're just vacation mode all the time, and then they get a sliver of preview as like how much we work, it's always funny because at the end of the week they say the same thing, like, oh my goodness.
It's a lot of work.
This is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, what's something that you don't film? What's something that we don't post and we don't put on camera because it's like special just to our family?
We don't share too much about when we're with our friends and family, mainly because that's the time we really want to enjoy, because that's what we miss the most. So when we're with friends and family, we don't usually have our cameras out. When we're at church, we don't have our cameras out. So there's
That's
different
totally
aspects
true.
of our life that we just try to live in, and it's more personal to us, and we don't share very much of that. So Garrett, how do you school and educate your children?
So, two different things. School and education is two different things. How do we school our kids? Well, we don't. They're not old enough to go to like actual school yet, and when they are, we'll kind of figure it out then. We're not sure if we're gonna do homeschooling or traditional school. Both of us, if you were to ask us like right now, lean towards traditional schooling because we love the sports, we love the social, we love the clubs, everything that you get, mostly in traditional schooling.
But education, Dorothy and Manila both, we teach them, they're learning to read, they're learning the numbers, and they're learning so much just by world experience.
It's a beautiful world out there. Just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there.
Was that cool?
Yeah, that was cool.
Don't be scared, okay, Mila?
Maybe if you hold his hand?
I am gonna hold your hand.
You want her to put your arm around you?
No. What? Hold your hand? No.
Dorothy, he's so scared.
Oh, well, you might try one time. If you like it, you need to try again. If you don't like it, you don't have to try it anymore.
You want to try it one time, Manila?
Now, try one time, okay? Okay? Okay, Manila? One time, okay? Okay. Was that fun?
High five! Dorothy, give him a high five.
High five!
Just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. Just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there.
How do you get music for your videos?
So most of the time it's when I hear a song, like when we're in a certain country or a certain place, and I hear a song in the background. Like let's just say we're walking through a food market and there's music playing in the background. I'll take mental note of that because it helps me better remember what that experience was like if I use the same music to that same. Okay, Dorothy, I'm ready. Oh, wow, wow, wow. You look beautiful. Can we go on a daddy date?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Go over there.
That's a cool boat. It's not like smoke. That is not like smoke.
And then some of it's just like whatever I feel like fits that moment the best. Are you gonna be brave?
Yeah, look at that horse over there.
When the cold winds are calling and the sky is clear and bright, misty mountains sing and beckon, lead me out into the light. I will ride, I will fly, chase the wind and touch the sky.
And then sometimes we get suggestions from fans and followers saying like, I came across this really cool song, reminded me of your videos, you might want to use it. If I have some spare time, which I have so much of, I will put together a Spotify playlist of all the music we've ever used and all the music we plan to use, just because I already have that going. and I'll add that into the description notes below as well. Do you ever, during your travels, ever get stopped by fans or members of the Bucket List family community?
Yes. I would say in every country we probably get stopped at least once, especially if we're at like a tourist attraction. That's usually where we'll like run into somebody.
This is why, okay, this is funny. Because one, we don't consider ourselves cool. So if somebody sees us and then they treat us like we're cool, it always takes us back like, why are you excited to see us? But then it was at first it was awkward because someone would be like, hey, the Bucket List family. And then we were kind of like taken back and then they felt awkward and then it was all awkward. So we since have learned then that like, we need to match or beat their excitement. So if someone's like, hey, the Bucket List family, we're like, hey, let's get, who are you?
Let me just say, sometimes you're taken off guard. Like you're so like in the zone, like doing something that like, especially for me, like I'm not like all there if someone comes and like wants to talk. And I love it when people come up and say something. I would actually prefer you to come up and say hello than to like creepily just take a picture.
Sometimes we'll get messages afterwards and being like, hey, I sat right next to you at that restaurant tonight. Just want to say I'm a big fan. And it's like, why didn't you
come
say
say
hello?
hi.
Yeah.
Just come quick hello. That's all you gotta say. Okay, but sometimes Garrett's like, Jess, you're not very nice. And it's not that I'm not nice, it's just I'm like super taken off guard. But one time, he had just gotten on me for not being super nice. And so we were at Disney. Wait, you tell me the story.
All right.
I sound like a doofus.
The best. Somebody right then comes up to Jessica and goes, the girl had sunglasses on and goes, hi. And Jessica turns around and goes, hi, so nice to meet you. And the girl is just like, I'm talking to my dad. And behind Jessica was her dad.
I look like an idiot, felt
And
like an
instead
idiot.
of an understanding husband being like,
He just dies laughing. Doesn't
right
say
there.
anything.
I just start cheering for the girl.
How do you find couple time?
Everywhere we go, we're sure to find at least one, maybe 2 nights a week that is just us. And I mean, maybe not a night, maybe we like go out for a day of like scuba diving together. But basically, kidless time, just us. And sometimes we have friends and family traveling with us, and they'll watch the kids.
We tend to stay at pretty nice places that offer kids care and support. And they're always vetted. They're always really trusted people that we can rely on, and we've had great experiences so far with childcare around the world.
Another thing, say if we're staying at like a rental home and we go to church on Sunday, that's a really good place to meet people, get to know them, and then also I feel like there's been a few times where we've met someone at a gym. So getting to know the local culture, local people, finding a friend, and then trusting them.
We are very trusting people. What are we doing the hair?
You gotta change the hairdo.
Hopefully. Speaking of, would you ever bring a nanny with you?
We tried that in the beginning of our travels. We actually hired a nanny to come travel with us, and they were great. It didn't last, but that wasn't because of them. It was more because of us. As we started to get a feel for what our family travels were like, we realized like family travels in a way should be just that, like opportunity for your family to travel. There's gonna be hard times and good times, but like you should go through that as a family. At least that's how we felt. And so we stopped traveling with a nanny and haven't since. With the newborn coming, there might be like 1 or 2 countries where we like for sure need some help. So we'll never travel with like a full-time nanny, but
Maybe like for like a week, like a one-off week or something, we
Yeah.
might bring somebody along
if there's
with
any
us.
nanny or helpers out there, keep an eye out because we might need you for like a country here or there. How long do you plan to travel for? We probably have different answers for this. What's your answer?
So we're on hold for baby for a few
Uh-huh.
months, and then starting in the spring, the plan is to travel throughout most of the summer.
While we're traveling, we are looking for a home to settle down. And by settle down, I mean like,
Home base.
yeah, as we continue to travel.
I know we will always travel.
Travel will always be a part of our lives. I mean, it'll like, that's why we'll never have pets. That's why our kids will always be in a school where we can like have the flexibility to take them out when or however we want to.
How do you discipline your children?
We actually discipline them, I would say, differently.
Yeah.
Because Dorothy takes discipline different than Manila takes discipline. Manila, if you were to spank him, he would be like, okay, I get it. I'm gonna be a good boy.
sorry.
Whereas Dorothy, if you were to spank her, it would just shatter her world and she would think she was just a bad child, which she's not. And that's not the goal of discipline. And so, yeah, we discipline them different. How do you find such good flight deals?
Flight deals, I use Google Flights. And I feel like that's always a good choice. Sometimes though, if you are abroad, the flight deals won't show up for some smaller airlines, for some more domestic airlines. So if you're just kind of hopping within a country, be sure to like do a search and look at those. Another great tip is to subscribe to Scott Key's flight deals. Crazy good deals. They're like super last minute. You got to jump on them really fast, but they're really, really good.
So each place we visit, we focus on adventure, culture, and service. How do you go about finding service?
We try to take advantage of our skills and what we have to offer. And it's not a ton when you have little kids. So we kind of stick to orphanages or schools or a service project that our kids can get involved with.
Sometimes some fun like sports ones, like playing.
Yeah, Garrett will play soccer or get involved with like a local club. And a lot of times it's just a Google search. You just got to find something local. Most of these organizations don't even have websites. They just have Facebook pages. So just a simple Facebook search is where you can find these little organizations that are always happy to have you. This is a really important question. How do you film your kids on water slides, Garrett?
Hey, Manila. Manila, can you come here real quick? You sit right there, okay? Okay, legs out. Okay, arms up like you're going down the water slide. Arms up, arms up. Okay, I'm gonna hold you right here, okay? I got the camera. Now scream. And that's how it's done. And that's how it's done.
Do we ever argue?
Yeah, no, yes. I'm sorry, what am I
Yes,
supposed
no.
to say? Jessica's terrifying to argue with.
No. Garrett, where do you buy your pants?
Maybe of all the interesting things in our lives, the number one question we get asked is, where do I
Where's
buy my
Garrett buy his
pants?
pants?
It was a brand called Without Walls that stopped making my pants. Had I known they were gonna pull such a quick one on us, I would have bought all the pants in the world. But I only bought like 3 pairs. And I'm sorry. Yeah. If anyone out there is in like the business of manufacturing
Pants making?
I have the perfect pants and I've saved them untouched so that we can recreate them. Hit me up. So one thing we've done quite a bit of during our travels is public speaking, either just personally or like together as a family, and we really love that. But most of that's by invitation, and so it's local groups or universities or businesses that reach out to us and invite us to come speak to their group.
Is there anywhere that you won't go?
No. The answer is no. We would go anywhere. And actually, it's the other way around. There's some places that I think have such bad reputations that I would like to prove them wrong. I would like to go to many places in the Middle East or many places where people kind of think that there's a poor reputation there and go and show the good in the people, the good in the culture. Oh, okay, wait. I don't know if... This is a really hard one to explain. It might be its own video, its own beast. But how do you get started if you want to become a travel journalist or a family travel journalist? Let's just say one thing. We'll think about this some more, but for now, just one tip. And that is have a story, because there's a lot of pretty travel pictures out there. There's a lot of families out there. Why are you unique? What's your story? What makes you remarkable? Everyone has something special about them, but not everyone's good at sharing what that special thing is with others. And that's a very important job of a journalist. This is what my pet peeve is. The full snorkel mask, that's like the full face. I can't explain why it's my pet peeve, but man, if someone...
It was because you look like an idiot.
No, oh my gosh, so we're gonna have some trips that we invite some people on this year, and if someone shows up with that, I'm not gonna say that I will send them home.
You're gonna get a bunch of pictures of people sending you.
Nah, and I mean, I try to be a nice guy. I wouldn't say, but man, I wouldn't look them in the eye.
For Tonga last year, Garrett's sister and brother-in-law were just like, we bought these awesome masks. They're gonna be great.
So what did I do? I lied to them and I said, oh, those actually don't work in Tonga. Just the way with the caves and the waterworks, like you can't use those.
Garrett just did not want to be seen with his sister in that mask.
So that's pet peeve number 1. Pet peeve number 2 is like into it. It's the selfie stick. We don't use a selfie stick. I just feel like that's the best way to brand yourself as like a tourist. If you ever need a selfie stick, like we did in Bali, you just find a good piece of bamboo, strap a GoPro to it.
There are a few questions that we've actually already done full-on like blog posts or YouTube videos for.
Like, how do you pack?
What kind of camera gear do you use?
The financial details behind our travels.
We'll put some links in the description below, so make sure to check those out because those have like in detail explanations.
Are sharks mean or nice?
Nice. What?
What's your favorite? Do you like buses, trains, or seaplanes?
Shark. Baby shark do 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 do. Baby shark do 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 do. Grandma shark do 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 do. Grandma shark, Daddy shark do 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 do. Daddy shark, Manila shark do 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 do. Manila shark. Shark do 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 do. Shark do 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 do. Shark.
With that said, we want you to know how grateful we are for your support. We have one of the most incredible communities who are so kind and loving, and we wouldn't have been able to continue our travels without you. Because you watch us, because you engage with us, because you support us, we're able to continue traveling and living this lifestyle that we really, really love and are so, so grateful for. So we're so grateful for you.
We're watching. Bye. Mommy
Okay.
and Daddy.
All right, guys. First, we gotta say, wait, right? Look at the camera.
Bright.
You've been sitting in the dark. It is pretty bright, huh? Okay. Ready? Okay. On the count.
Okay, on the count of three, say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.